up. Go live. All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Listen, Asserin Odetta, thank you for being the first one here again. Hey, listen, you're welcome, my friend. Uh, I just put a video up, so I'm sure the people are over there and they probably think that there won't be any live this morning. So they'll be over here in a minute. But I'm doing it like this because I want that video that I put up this morning. I want everybody to see that video, everybody to understand that video. Let me tell you what that video is lightly so you go over there and see it. I did some research and then I did some deep research on the Prime Minister of Jamaica's appointment to the Privy Council at the Queen's request in the UK. For those of you who don't know it, some of you already do. The Prime Minister of Jamaica was appointed to Privy Council. The video I just put up this morning will explain exactly what his position is at Privy Council. It will also explain it will explain what this means for Jamaica, because a lot of people are asking, but nobody is answering. So I had to go dig up what it means for Jamaica. In that video, you will see the oath that he took, word for word, and you will understand exactly where Jamaica stands or will stand for the foreseeable future, as long as Andrew is in power, for things like reparations or the fight for reparations, for also your sovereignty, the removing of I shouldn't say the Queen because the Queen is no longer alive. We now have a king in place as head of state. King Charles is now head of state, which Queen Elizabeth was the head of state for Jamaica. Remember that Prince came to Jamaica and they were like, they should have sent the next one because we don't like the one here. And Andrew made it clear to him that Jamaica is moving on, right? As in wanting to separate from the monarchy and become a republic. That means we wouldn't have a head of state. We would no longer have, we wouldn't have the Queen as head of state. We would no longer need a governor general. We would now be our own leaders, our own governors. If you watch the video, which is in that video that I just put up this, after this live, I want you to go take the video in. I'm walking people step by step through, you especially, so you know what it is you're getting into. Read the description I put under the video. This was quite painstaking. I made sure it was done properly, and I made sure I vetted all information before it was put together, which I do anyways. But this one was put together with a purpose. You need to understand this. Let's just say it like this. You have two foxes in the hen house, okay? Two foxes in the hen house. You could read between the lines and then you could figure out what it is. But when you hear the details, then you will really be like, damn. A lot of Jamaicans don't know. Anyhow, that's not what we come to talk about this morning. This is Morning Thoughts, and this is where I go off about my thoughts in the morning and share with you, and you share with me and these things. Let me big up some people before we go forward. This morning, I have a message for you where we're going to talk about karmic relationship. And I heard a brother say something about karmic relationship, and I recorded it, and I thought, man, this applies to all of us on this journey called life. So with the purpose of just straight up uplifting one another, enlightening one another, and along this journey called life, we have some information to share this morning, and we're going to share that. Should make for a very interesting conversation. Also, I got a couple of things that I want to talk about. Let us normalize. Let's normalize these things, a list of things. And then there is a warning out there for women who live in places where an abortion is illegal. And the warning has to do with social media and law enforcement. And that one is called My Body, My Choice. We're going to talk about all that. And then there was a little scuffle yesterday with a police and a soldier. Some people said the soldier was abusing the police. I don't know if I might come off as biased because I myself was a soldier for quite some time, and I always never really liked police. As far as, let me get this right, big up to all the good police them. It was just a competition thing. It was just like how the army talks a lot of crap about the navy says stuff about the marines, or the army says stuff about the air force, we call them chair force, and we say stuff about each other. The marines says the army stands for ain't ready for the marines yet, and all that. But when it comes to time to defend what it is we have sworn to defend, we put all that stuff aside and we function as a unit, right? So don't take it out of context when I say I never liked the police. Anyways, it's not that kind of thing. It's not like SouFLo outer road with badman company and when I like police. I am a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. Okay, and that's neither here nor there. So let me clear that up while we're ahead. So the situation with the police and the soldier that we saw on video yesterday, I just have a few things to say about that. And that's where this morning is going to lead us. We might be here for a while. We might just cut it short. I don't know. Enjoy the show while you can. Let me big up some people and then we get into the show. Debbie Jervis says, I was just going to say Fox in the hen house for real. Debbie, yeah, when y'all watch it all the way through, you'll see. I'm even me myself, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised. I'm surprised at the length, at the depths that people have gone through to put certain things in place and to keep it there and to keep a certain people blinded and to keep a certain people stagnant. It's deep. Shout out to Andrew Holness, the Right Honorable Andrew Holness. Why? You I'll say the rest that I want to say tomorrow after I'm sure that y'all watch that video right there. Asarin Odetta, again, big up yourself. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. Sean Cassell says, good morning, fam, and hit the like button as you join the live, please. Thank you, Sean, for reminding me to remind them. If you're watching, please hit the like button as you join this morning. Please, great goodies. Big up yourself. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr. Big up yourself and thank you, fam. Audrey Wright, big up yourself and thank you for being here. I was going to say something to Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr, but I won't. No. I will in due time, though. All right. BM, thank you for being here. Virtuous Fire, Vicky Victory is in the building. Wayne Nathan, big up yourself. Janet Stewart, Stash, Debbie Jervis, Senior Sexy, Marilyn Grant, Rommel Wrights in the house. My sister, big up yourself and thank you for being here. Maxine Good as Gold. Unstoppable Josh is in the building this morning. Pussy Galore is in the building this morning. Real G is in the building this morning. You know Pussy Galore? After you changed it from Pussy Galore, and I started calling it Puss E as you have it, and you said, SouFLo, call me what you used to call me before. I call me Pussy Galore. My smile came back because now I'm back to saying Pussy Galore. Anyhow, Real G, big up yourself. Branches, thank you for being here. Sharon Spence, BM, Ricky Reed, thank you for being here. Virtuous Fire again. Julie Tapper is in the building this morning. Thank you for being here. Karen Notice says, good morning, SouFLo and family, and everyone tuning in. Enough blessings to all. Up, up, up. Dion McFarlane is in the building this morning. Thank you for being here, family. Dorothy T, Lady J, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Marcia Walters, and Onika St. John Jones is here. Prelis 123. Sauce Boss is in the building this morning. Thank you for being here. Reggae Girl Bento. D-Mac is in the building this morning. Devin Gale is also in the building this morning. And Stacey Ann Williams is here. All right, let's get on with this, right? First of all, let me start out with the voice recording. I found this very profound. This was on my way back from the gym this morning. I figured I would share this with you guys. You have to listen though, all right? I know we're going to have a little discussion around this before we move on to something else. So here we go. Ta-da-da-da, set this up. Hope none of my... All right. Listen. Yeah, listen to this one. Here we go. Talk that truth.
Listen to this. Going off of compatibility just by itself can be a trap. Because first off, you can be compatible with a demon. Like devils know what you like too.
going off of compatibility can be a trap because, first of all, you can be compatible with the demon. Mm. Devils know what you like too. Let's get into this. Hold up.
The type of women that you like, you want her to have more curves in the highway. The type of man that you like, you want him tall with broad shoulders and a beard. The enemy can send you pain, gift wrapped as your preference. So that's just the first thing about how compatibility can be a trap. The second thing is compatibility is season based. It is possible for you to be compatible with the season of their struggle, but not the season of their success.
Woo! Woo! That was heavy. Woo! Listen, compatibility is season based. You can be compatible with someone's struggle, but not compatible with their up season.
It is possible for you to be compatible with the season of their struggle, but not the season of their success. I want somebody who's going to be there for me if I hit rock bottom. Well, what if they can only handle your rock bottom, but they can't handle your upward season? So now the question becomes, are we really compatible, or do we just share similar dysfunction? We're both broken in the same area.
Ooh.
We're both wounded over the same things.
Ooh.
We have the same feelings over the same wounds, so we end up sharing hearts. But what happens if one of you heals and the other one doesn't?
Woo! Whoa! Whoa! Hey, run that back real quick. Yo, listen. I think that's so deep. This speaks to a lot.
In the same area. We're both wounded over the same things. We have the same feelings over the same wounds, so we end up sharing hearts. But what happens if one of you heals and the other one doesn't? Because just because you heal doesn't mean that they're going to heal. And just because you heal doesn't mean that you can make them heal. What happens if one of you heal? You will remove what y'all have in common. And I want us...
Bruh. What happens if one of you heal and the other doesn't? Just because you heal doesn't mean your partner's going to heal. And just because you healed doesn't mean you can heal them or make them heal. Where do you stand now? And he said, what just happened there in your relationship is what? You have now removed what it is you all have in common, what it is you all are compatible with. So you're going through struggles in life, right? You had a bad breakup, relationship, your last relationship messed up. You told yourself, man, I'm through with relationships. I just want to be alone, right? For a minute, figure myself out, all this stuff. But demons know what you like, right? So here comes Mr. Tall, dark, and handsome. He said in that, big, broad shoulders, a beard, just like you like him. Or for you, the man, curvy body, she speaks softly, nice skin complexion, just the type that you like, whether you like them really light or really dark, just like you like it. But inside of this, gift wrapped, is all your dysfunctions. Now you guys are about to be compatible because she shares the same dysfunctions that you do. She shares the same struggles that you do. Y'all about to bond over some trauma, right? Yeah, we both going through it. We both had bad breakups. We both been there. We both this, we both that. People have taken advantage of us. You know, you're bonding. But through all that stuff that caused you that trauma, there was some damage done, right? Okay. But you can't go on damaged. You have to find place, space, and time to heal in order to become a better person, in order to live trauma free, in order to elevate to a better space in life. So here you are in a relationship now. You think you found the one. You're compatible. Or are you just compatible as in bonding over dysfunction? So you go on your journey, right? And you're starting to heal and you're starting to become a better person and you're starting to let go of all that stuff that has hurt you. You're starting to become a new person. You don't snap at your partner anymore. You now understand what it takes to make a relationship work, right? You were a part of damaging your last relationship. You know how people always blame it on, it wasn't me, it was him. That's why I moved on and found somebody else. Nah, you were a part of it too. It takes two, and you were in there doing it too, right? He used to call you names, you called him names back. You never packed and left the first time he called you names. You entertained and facilitated. You called them names too. Fuck you, nigga. Well, fuck you too, bitch. And then later on, we're hugging and kissing again. You were facilitating the dysfunction, right? Now you know in this new relationship, after that one ended, can't live like that. So you're healing, you're working on yourself. But your partner who has been through similar stuff, they can relate to that pain. They can relate to that failure. They can relate to that messed up part. But now that you're healing, they can't relate to that anymore. So here you are. You're healing, they're not. The more you heal, the more you separate from your partner who you once bonded with. And now, if you're getting closer to healing or being healed, your partner's way over here. And what you've done is you've taken away what it was that you guys bonded together over. Now you have nothing in common. Damn, that's deep.
To be so whole and so secure.
Hear this part.
They're going to heal, and just because you heal doesn't mean that you can make them heal. What happens if one of you heal? You will remove what y'all have in common. And I want us to be so whole and so secure that when we heal, we don't end up feeling guilty because they're crawling, but we now have wings. It's not.
Ooh. Want us to be so whole that when you heal, he doesn't want any guilt to be there, right? Because here they are still crawling, but you now have wings. You know, life is funny, man, because we don't all get to the same place at the same time. We don't all get enlightened at the same time. We don't all become mature and suddenly accept our wrongs and become a better person at the same time. Everybody is on different timing, different journeys, but we're crossing paths, right? So you might cross paths with somebody who is very much way into working on becoming healed, and you're crossing paths at a time when you're very traumatized. You're in survival mode, right? So only thing you have in common right there is this person been through some stuff. You're still going through some stuff. So they can relate. But this person continues their journey, or they're going to go back to where you're at. If they decide to continue their journey, you will either have to A, heal with them, or that relationship is not going to last. Now, that puts you in a messed up position in life with your relationship, right? Because what are your choices? Do you leave somebody because they're not healing fast enough? Do you leave somebody because they're not maturing fast enough? Because they're not getting to that place of Zen fast enough, or where you think you're at fast enough? And we always have to remember that we don't all get it all at the same time. Relationships a lot of work. Relationship is a whole lot of work, because this happens quite often, more than you would think. If you think about your own personal relationships you've been through, you've probably been through this already. Maybe you were the one that weren't healing, and your partner was healing. Your partner started acting different. You couldn't relate. Suddenly they didn't want to argue anymore. Suddenly they didn't want to be in the back and forth anymore. Suddenly they didn't feel like, and you've been feeding off of it for so long that you're like, I need this. This is my addiction, and you're not giving it to me, kind of thing. So now they'll look at it like you're ignoring me. You don't communicate with me anymore. You this and the other, right? And it could be the other way around too. Maybe your partner was the toxic one, all the way toxic, and you weren't. And but however you look at it, that's the dynamics of a relationship. Two people who don't get it at the same time, but must try their best to work together to achieve it at the same time. Demons know what you like too. Demons know what you like too. That's an important part when he said that. Demons know what you like too. Because a lot of people always, yep, I'm not going with this type anymore. I'm gonna switch up and go over here and find something else, and you end up going back to the same old familiar compatible spirit, just has a different face. But demons know what you like, what the heart desires secretly. Yeah, you tell yourself, I'm gonna switch it up, but you don't. You don't really switch it up. Compatibility is not always a good thing. That was the talk. That was the topic of that talk. You know, we always say compatibility, 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 and there has to be compatibility. Yes, there has to be some level of compatibility in a relationship in order for it to work. But flat out compatibility is not always a good thing. And he just explained why. Because you might be compatible over trauma. And then if healing takes place in one and not the other, there will no longer be any compatibility in your relationship. You'll start to wake up looking at the person you're with like, I'm fucking tired of this shit and I hate you. And I'm starting to hate you more every day. Every day I realize more how important my peace is, and you're not getting up, putting peace at the top of the list. You're starting to earn my nerves, kind of thing. Imagine being in a relationship where you wake up daily, start to look at your partner like, I'm with somebody that I hate. Like I really hate. You're costing me valuable time. I'm wasting my time being with you. When your mind starts to get there to that, the end is near, my friend. Either the end is near or that partner is going to have to catch up really quick and change really quickly. So healing together and growing together, that's the real flex. That's the real goal. And if you can't do that, your relationship might not survive. I'm just saying. So I'll put that out there this morning because that was very enlightening for me. I was coming back from the gym this morning after a good workout, and I was like, let me listen to some uplifting stuff. You know, something that could awaken my consciousness instead of foolishness early in the morning. And I was like, damn, it was so profound. I was like, I have to record this and share it with the audience this morning. This is morning thoughts. That's where my thoughts were this morning, right? Right, that's all. Stacey Ann Williams says, so much work. Yes, relationships are work. Just, I'll tell you what, relationships are work, right? Different levels of relationships, because you have girlfriend, boyfriend, we're cordially dating, or we're courting each other when it gets a little seriouser, or more seriouser, my word, or more serious. But when it gets to that level where you've passed all that, bypass all that, and decide, oh, we're going into marriage. We're going to take an oath before God and man, and you're my partner for life. I heard one brother say yesterday, he said, see, a lot of people think that marriage stuff, right? Like, that's the achievement. You've attained the goal. And he was like, you've finished the race. And it's not. Marriage, once you take those vows, that was the beginning of the beginning of the race, right? And a lot of people bow out at the beginning. Look, I got you now, so that's it. And this is when the work actually really starts. And if you ain't on it daily, it's not gonna work. So save some money, put it aside for your separation, your divorce, because it's coming. It's coming. Okay. If you are not able to heal together, grow together, your relationship is not going to survive. That's the flex. That's what it is. Just thought I'd share that with you this morning. Right. Stash says experience things. These are life lessons and reasoning skills that need to be understood. Absolutely. And we don't all get it all at the same time. Crystal G says, did you know Paramount Chief Curry done married a whole African continent over the weekend? What? Hmm? Married a whole African continent? What? That is really a thought. Yes, yes, yes. It is here already. Onika St. John Jones says incompatibility, number one reason for divorce. And then remarry the same exact type. Marriage is daily work. Right. Incompatibility. Remember though, When the relationship first started, we were compatible. So how come incompatible got here? That's what he's explaining. You bonded over some type of trauma in the beginning. That's why you were compatible. Most cases. Most cases, you don't find he has everything going for him. He has been through it all already. He is completely healed. She has everything going for her. She's accomplished everything. She's completely healed. And these two people meet and now they just enhance each other's happiness. That's in the perfect world and perfect thoughts. In the real world, life happens. And again, people cross paths at different times on their journey. Sometimes he has more baggage than she does. Sometimes she has more baggage than he does. Sometimes he's more healed, but not completely healed or further on his journey to healing. And she hasn't even started, and vice versa, right? So, compatibility, number one reason, yeah, the number one reason when you no longer are compatible. You were compatible in the beginning. The goal is to remain compatible. So if you are compatible in trauma, you need to be compatible in healing. You need to be compatible in getting to that place where you are both seeking healing, where you both are seeking truth to understand the dynamics of this thing and where you're at now in this relationship and what it's going to take for this to last. If you're not on the same page, if you're not healing together, you won't be growing together. And if you're not growing together, you won't be staying together. Just saying. Well, with that said, we'll move on to something else. SouFlo, is there a link where you heard that from? If so, could you put it in the chat, please? You know, it was a reel. It was a reel, and I just hit my voice recorder and got the sound off of it. I kept playing it back and back and back because I was trying to figure out how to save it because I couldn't save it. And I'm like, okay, the only way I could save the message is I wanted to save the video so you could watch the brother speak, but I couldn't save the video. I could only save the message. So I recorded the message. I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get it, but it was a reel. All right. Stacey Ann Williams asked that. Anyhow, remember, one more time before we get out of here, if you're not, the goal is to heal together and grow together. Okay. And if you're not healing together, then you won't be growing together. And if you're not growing together, then you won't be staying together. So just look at it long term and just start preparing your exit. Sounds bad, but that's what it's going to be, especially if you are with somebody who refuses to grow. There's only so much you can take. Those old faithful people, they hardly exist anymore. You know, I grew up in a time when, like my grandmother and them, I grew up in a time when I witnessed this. I witnessed like my granny, for example. Let me use her as a big example. Miss Ruby, she was more on her healing than my grandfather was, right? Way ahead of him. But she prayed for her husband on a daily basis. She said, God, you give me him. This is who you put in my life. You know, he's not perfect, neither am I. But all the stuff that he got going on, help, please help. Because I'm not walking away. I took my vows. I'm going to stand by my vows, but I need your help. Help me, help to transform him into that man that I know he can be. I have faith in him. This is not you trying to change somebody into what you want them to be. This is just you simply wanting somebody to be a better person. This is just you simply wanting somebody to transcend their damages that they have sustained, which has left scars on them, both physically, spiritually, mentally, and all that. You have to want the best for the person that you plan on spending the rest of your life with. If somebody ain't telling you that they want the best for you on all those levels, then you shouldn't even be speaking about marriage to that person in the first place, right? So my granny was that kind of woman, and I know other women that were like that. Me used to go to church with them, and me used to see them man out a road. and him out him out her Mars drop at the shop. I look young girl. I Miss Ruby down there in a church, right? And him drunk, him a come down the hill a stagger, and she clutching her Bible coming from praising the Lord, right? And when she see him, she's like, Jesus Christ, God help me, please. And pray for the man. And pray for the man till it got to a point in her life where the man stopped doing all them something there. And the whole community started recognizing him as people will marvel at your change when your change is profound, right? And positively profound. People will marvel at your damn change. Well, they'll marvel too if it's all frigged up and goes all the way left and wrong. But it's a beauty to see a change and to see this person who stood by you, man or woman who stood by you throughout all that and gave you the time, even though the time felt like it was years and it felt like, why am I doing this? This can't be for me. Damn, I made a mistake. But today, what do we do today? Pack, I'm packing my shit. I'm out of here. I'm not doing this another day. How long you been doing this? 2 months. 2 months. You getting on my damn nerves. How long you been doing this? 1 year. You getting on my 1 year, and you were talking about forever. You were talking about life. How old are you? Oh, I'm 35. Oh, I'm 20. I'm 25. Like, damn, you might live till like you're like 99 and you're skipping out at 25, right? Okay. All right. So you see, you have to have patience too, right? So patience is a big part. I tell people like this, man, that marriage thing that a lot of people run after, you better make sure you're healed, all the way healed before you and make sure you're with somebody who understands what healing is as well and is on that journey, acknowledges that they have to be on that journey to healing too if they've been through some things, not just somebody who's gonna hide. No, I've never been through anything. Man, no, you've been through enough stuff. You look like you messed up. I'm good over here. I've always been good. Nothing ever happened to me. Uh, you have to be with somebody who understand that and they're scarred and they're trying to fix themselves as well. And then you guys can bond on that. And then you can go forward, healing together and growing together. That's the beauty. That's a beautiful relationship right there. Some of the most beautiful relationships are not some of the most beautiful relationships are the ones that have weathered storms, the ones that have battled battles. Those are the most beautiful relationships, and they still did not fall apart. They might have got fractured here and there. Somebody fell overboard, and the next person had to rescue them and pull them back on board, because that's what it's supposed to be about. I equate the relationship to like a ship out at sea. And sometimes the sea gets rough, right? And sometimes your boat gets knocked around, your ship gets knocked around, and we're all over the place. And somebody might fall overboard. Do you just keep going, or you reach out, grab your partner, bring them back on board, and then the weather gets nicer and we're smooth sailing again, and boom, then comes another storm, and here we go again. Can you weather the storms? Can you weather the storms? Can you grow together, mature together, heal together, weather the storms? If y'all can do that together, you have a partner for life. Yeah, you have a partner for life. All right. With that said, let's talk about normalizing this. Here's another observation I made this morning. Let me say this one more time. Demons know what you like too. All right. Just think about that for a second. Demons know what you like too. Anyhow, let's talk about normalizing this. I told y'all before, I'm a people watcher, right? I go to the gym, I watch people. I go to Walmart, I watch people. Walmart gets a whole heap of promo from me, Them should have paid me some sponsorship and stuff. I go to Target, I watch people. I go to any store, any park, anywhere, I watch people. I'm a people watcher. I observe the human condition and I try to put things in perspective in a manner that I understand it. Kataja Empress says, wow, our badges have changed color. Happy 1 year anniversary to our members. Kataja Empress, absolutely thank you. I appreciate all of you who have that. And I appreciate all of you who are here, period. right? But show that you're sticking with me, then that's love. All right. So I'm watching people, right? Let's normalize this. I'm at the gym and I realized I started back to the gym a couple weeks ago, and I know that this group of people, walk with me, I know that this group of people just met each other. Why? Because as I was working out, I heard, so what's your name? And the person said, yo, my name is let's throw a name in there for conversation's sake. Yo, my name is Sam, and this is my wife, Elisa. And Elisa goes, hi, how you doing, everybody? Elisa reaches out and shakes the other woman's hand. She didn't even shake the man's hand first. Men shaking man's hand, she shakes the woman's hand, right? And he's like, yeah, and this is my wife. My name is Roy, and this is my wife, Teresa. So, you know, everybody is bonding up and everything like that. And fast forward to today, which it's been a few months. I watched that group of people every morning show up to the gym at the same time as a group. I'm on a treadmill and I could see the 4 cars pull into the driveway. Headlights, 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 headlights. Even though it's dark, you can't completely see outside, but I see the headlights. And they walk in together and they tell jokes to each other. And then they go their separate ways. Who's doing cardio today, go over there. Who's working on back and arms, go over there. Legs, go over there, whatever. And I observe them and I observe them. And I said to myself, damn, why can't we be like that? Now, I'm not the type of person to praise other people and then down my own people, but I am the type of person to learn from other people what we can take from them and use to make us better, right? You notice I still haven't said black or white or Hispanic or whatever. I'm about to say that now. The group of people I'm talking about is a group of Hispanic people, and I watch how they move. And then I watch how the white people move. And then I watch how the black people move. Just in that space, in the gym, early morning, I'm up, my brain's sharp, my senses are open, and I'm receiving stuff. When we walk in the gym, black people, every black man I meet in the gym, when we look eye to eye, at first, it's a look of, you better not say nothing out the way to me. For no reason. For no reason. Or it's a look of, it's not a look of greeting. It's not a look of, hey, how you doing, bro? It's not a look of friendliness. It's just a look of defensiveness. Like, yeah, we could bump, we could fight for sure. If it goes down, like I'm expecting some kind of drama from you, kind of thing. And I watch the others and I watch how they come in, they greet each other, and they, you know. So I started saying to myself this morning, observing people in the gym, the Hispanics, the whites, the blacks, how we all move differently. And I said, for us, let's start normalizing greeting each other pleasantly. Let's start there with us. You know, the great Tupac Shakur said, we're going to have to start changing the way we see each other because somebody taught us to see each other a certain way, right? We're going to have to start to change the way we see each other. This preconceived notion of how we see each other causes us to greet each other in that manner. You understand? Okay, so we're going to have to start trying to at least greet each other pleasantly. Like if you see a brother down the way, unless he gave you a reason to disrespect them, don't start off with a disrespect. That's my point. We start off with the disrespect. Now remember, you can disrespect somebody without saying a word. Your body language is louder than your voice, your words. Your face, your eyes, louder than your words. So when you look me up and down in a threatening manner for no reason, I've never seen you before, and I'm not posturing as if I want to be threatening, already there's this separation, right? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, fam. How you doing this morning?
I'm okay.
All right. You sound tired, man. You just wake up.
I not too well over a while ago.
Oh, you need
Well,
some
over a
coffee.
while ago. Um, the reason that we greet each other that way.
Wait. Hold up. Veronica Gale says, but make them touch one away and see. Veronica Gale, they'll touch one of us and whoop our ass in that gym and we won't see nothing. Because ain't nobody else coming to help you. I've seen that happen countless times. We don't jump in and help nobody. Okay?
No.
We don't jump in like, oh, you touch a black person, but it don't go down like that. So I don't know about that. Let that nah.
And that's the thing too. They all group up, especially the group we call. They all group up together as one. I remember when I was going to school. You touch one of them people there. 10 man run on the corner, 15 man run on the corner, and find you.
Facts.
Especially them, especially the Spanish them. They're not afraid to group up like one army and come for you. The only black people who are still that in Florida is the Haitian. And we do it sometimes, but we do it when, you know, like we feel like when you know the person. Everybody does do it when, if it's their group attacked. The reason we beat each other, especially as men, aggressively, is because it's a lot of trauma from the past. You think about coming from a time where you had to fight over scraps, you had to fight over dominance and territory after you were abused, after you were mistreated by the system, after you were being held down by other people. You had to see your other fellow black man not as a friend, but as an enemy because they pit you against each other to fight against what is left.
Absolutely.
Even though that time is past, there still hasn't been a time for black people where we didn't have to think like that. This is just recent. Remember, we've only been free people for the past 50 or so years. Because we might say slavery done more than that time ago, but remember, Jim Crow was around. Laws were going back in the day before a lot of people here in the chat room were born. Some of them were alive at that time when you couldn't vote, and if you wanted to vote, you have to go talk out one whole book out of your mouth, one whole SAT test to go vote in a one election.
Right.
So we're still in that mindset of a lot of aggressiveness, a lot of anger.
So it's like we're in survival mode then, so to speak.
We're always in survival mode. They don't have to be in that mode because they either were the oppressor or they were not here when that stuff was happening.
Their history is different from ours.
Came, either their mother just come, or their grandparents. As the Hispanics, you know, a lot of them were here for a long time, especially they're relatively new. As they're coming in and having more kids, you see more and more stable because a lot of them are still coming in the past few decades. They only have parents, grandparents, maybe at one great grand. They don't have long generation like us.
Right.
Like some of us.
Generation. Yeah, you did around some country people why you want a generation.
Yeah. They don't have stretching back of the long trauma of having been drugged through the mud. They only have liquor, stepping in the mud, cross the border, cross the river, wave and reach and say, okay, we stick together. They haven't been pit against each other because they're seen as partially delightsome, partially acceptable in some instances. We've had to go through that stress. So it's a good thing if we did decide to stick together. I guess when we're younger, I said it about it when they're younger. They do stick together in some groups, but mostly to fight against other black people.
Right.
You know,
that part.
Is mostly
that part.
Even the Hispanics, when they're going to band to each other against other Hispanics, if somebody else jump in the ring and somebody else want to fight, if a white man go over there, if a black man go over there, it's all them put up together and jump each other. If one black person get attacked by a group of white people, you're gonna see everybody else just look around and say, I want beat up Tyrone, video this, look watching the camera, not hide and backyard, and video this and look on this. They're not gonna help you. So it's that mentality of not trying to help your fellow person, your black person, and not wanting to fight with them for what's left back or what you think is left back. It's a survival instinct. It's not good to have at this time. It should be over. We should be moving past.
Absolutely, and that's the part I was gonna get to with you. So because for me that's like excuses, even though it's real. It is very real. We can't ignore it. All of what you just said is real. But how long are we going to keep on revisiting that? We need to like get past that somehow because we know what it is now, right? We know what causes certain things now. So now it's time for we need to get to the healing phase. But we've been stuck in the trauma phase and talking about the trauma and what caused the trauma for so long and reliving the trauma that we're not getting past it and getting to the healing phase. I mean,
Yeah,
some of us are
and
doing it like here and there individually, but as a people, I would like to see like more of us in mass numbers get to the healing phase. You know?
yeah, we should get to that phase. It's getting off of that mental plantation and walking into mental freedom, which is the first step to physical freedom, to economic freedom, is getting off of that. But it's gonna take a generation that decides that, which I don't it's gonna take some time. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's gonna be mine. Mine is gonna get close to it, but maybe it's my kids or their kids
Right.
to get to a point where we are kind of more integrated with each other, because it it's a thing. I think Marcus Garvey, Dr. King, said
Mm-hmm.
before he died. He realized that he was maybe bringing his people into a burning building. He's like, I'm freeing my people into a burning furnace.
Mm-hmm.
It's because what you're introducing them to, and also the fact that they're not united. You're trying to integrate your people who are divided with a bunch of people who also don't like your people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you're not secure in your own self, how can you go into a greater communion with other different types of people? So
Absolutely.
we first have to go next door, have to go to somebody that we just meet and say hi. We
Mm-hmm.
have to do that. As Caribbean people, we have more of a family oriented, community oriented, depending on
And,
the
and
age.
and that's what I was so that's you are right on track. This is what Cinnamon told Cinnamon just said. Most of those types of cultures are family oriented, so they see each other as brothers and sisters, which is
Right.
absolutely true. And you just touched on that now.
Yeah, a lot of black people up here. I don't see many black people who would say auntie, uncle, just like that. But we
Mm-hmm.
will just see an older man and say, Mama, how you do?
Mm-hmm.
Father, how you do? You good? You
Mm-hmm.
alright? You take care. And I don't know the man. You don't know the woman.
Right.
Just first time you see her.
Just recognize
But
them as
you
a
treat
member of a
them
family.
right with respect and dignity that they deserve.
Right.
When we start to do that as a whole, no matter where we're from, together,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be able to further work together. And the black people who are here have to start being on that plantation and start to work together, because trust me, you can see it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the even in the music. It's in the music.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take this from you. I'll steal this from you. I'll kill you. I'll have more money than you. I'll have.
F your
Why is
wife.
it not? Yeah, why is it not? Let's build this community together. I've never heard a rap song that said, let's go back and give money. Let's go back and give some scholarship. I've never heard that song. So it's like when we start to have the mindset
Mm-hmm.
and put that into our actions, we'll start to see a change. Until
Absolutely.
then, yeah, I get that look there from the black man there. Can I get that look last week and yesterday. It's like, why? I don't even know it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. And I'm gonna keep on going on the same topic. All right.
Sorry.
Big up yourself. All right. Listen. Absolutely. So hold on. Steve James says, "SouFlo, you intimidating brother, a brother. I'm intimidating a brother. I don't know. I do get. I, I don't know if how I carry myself or what, but I do get, and it took me a while to notice it though, that I do get a lot of messed up looks from. I do get a lot of messed up looks from men, a lot of men, especially like my brothers. I do get a lot of messed up look from them. That's the first look, or it's a look like don't do anything to me. Let me stay out your way, kind of thing. I don't know why, but I do. Ella says, but they did not stop him from calling me foul names. They merely was like, okay, so she was being harassed by some person of another race, and some black guys were there. They came over, but it didn't stop her from calling him names. They just said, they just stood by, so he didn't like approach her, go up on her, that type of stuff. I've seen it many times before, man, where we get into stuff with other people, and there's a whole group of us standing around. Ain't nobody stepping up. That ain't my fight. I'm stay out of these people's business. That kind of stuff. Majority of the time, that's what I see. And like the brother just said, in Florida where I'm at, remember I went to school here, right? I've been here elementary school, junior high, high school, college, all that. The Haitians are the only ones for that group. And then, of course, yeah, the Haitians. But other than that, it's like an infighting thing with ourselves. We'll divide up our own selves into gangs and groups and cliques and crews, and but we can't stand like as one big one, and and the one principle with us having this in common. You black? I'm black too. That's it. See, Hispanic people, that's it for them. You Hispanic? I'm Hispanic too. That's it. Oh, let's talk in our regular language, not English. Okay. Hey, papa, get a besito, carapate. Okay, oh, you can talk the language. Okay, you now we besties, and they off, right? not for us. Sentimental Cinnamon says most of those cultures are family oriented, so they see each other as brothers and sisters, and it's true. And which led me to this part. Even in the gym, I'm still noticing people, right? And I noticed that even when other men look at the women from this group, the guy, it's not his wife, it's the other guy's wife who he hang out with. He will stare them guys up and down, and he will look at her to let her know, I'm looking at you. You better not be in here flirting with no strange guy and your husband right over there. So he's like policing for this dude, right? He's like, you better have respect for my homie. And he's policing for this dude. I could see why, because hey, you got a loose woman in the group. Then everybody start looking at the group like, well, maybe all the women in the group are loose, kind of thing. You might embarrass us. People might start laughing at us, and when they laugh at everybody in the group, not just you. So they are family oriented, more tight knit than we are. It may not be how you carry yourself. Well, it may not be how I carry myself, and it might be. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I do have an air of, I walk a certain way, I talk a certain way, and I move in a crowd a certain way, right? And that just comes from, I don't know, my experiences of what I've been through. What you've been through makes you who you are now, right? So, and I've been through quite a few years of being a certain way. So people might find it intimidating. Some people don't. People usually come to me and ask me. One person asked me in Texas. He was like, you officer, say your name." And I was like, "Officer, what? I've never been a." He said some name. I was like, "I've never been an officer." He was like, "Man, come on, man. You ain't gotta lie to me. You the one who arrested me for." So people always see me in that kind of way, in that kind of light. You know, I told y'all I was in Jamaica recently, and I land in a strange place, and I'm like, "Yo, I need a stick of herb." So I went to a brother, and he was like, "Nah, you look like police." And he's crushing up herb in his hand. And he was like, "Nah, you look like police." I just bent down, tied my shoelaces because they weren't tied, and got up and just walked away from him. And I thought, damn, even in Jamaica, I get looked at the same way. So I don't know. Maybe it is how I carry myself. Maybe it's not. I can't figure out what it is. But I do know that when me and brothers lock eyes, and I see it with other brothers as well, it's always this first look of who could intimidate who first. Who's the alpha and who's the beta? Who is stronger than who bigger than who could do something to who. Hold my stare. Oh, you can't hold my stare, you scared. Okay, I know what time it is. Like that kind of vibe that's given. Seeing? So let's normalize greeting each other pleasantly. Let's normalize respecting each other off rip. Unless somebody gave you a reason to disrespect them. Let's normalize respecting each other off rip. Let's normalize helping each other. And by extension, respect for each other's partners, spouses, and children. I've seen grown people, our people, walk down the street. I've seen kids getting their ass beat. And I hear people say stuff like this: "Yo, if that was my son though, I'd do this and I'd do that and I'd be going to jail." Okay, so what if I repay the same favor? Because that was my son. And you know me, but you walk right past my son being beaten half to death down the road, right? Maybe he was doing some dumb stuff and him and another dude got into a fight and he thought he could fight and he can't manage the situation. You're not gonna stop it, step in and break it up. You're not gonna say, "Yo, that's SouFLo's son, yo, you can't do that." You guys stop, or nothing, right? I mean, it's dangerous times we living in, but you could catch it anywhere, meaning you could get hurt, you could die anywhere, it could pop off at anywhere. You could be sitting in your car just chilling, and you're the victim of the day. So if you're gonna put your life on the line, put your life on the line for each other. Put your life on the line for each other's children, right? If that was my kid, I would have done this, that, and the other. Okay, well, let me repay you like this. When I see yours down the road getting beaten half to death, I'm gonna say, well, if that was my kid, I would have, and I'll walk past just like how you walk past. Where does that leave us? So we can't protect each other because we choose not to, right? We more see it as entertainment. Dang, he got this ass beat. Hold on, let me get my phone. I gotta put this on Instagram. Yo, this have to be on YouTube or wherever. It'll be that instead of actually trying to help, right? Whereas I realize that these people, others, they flex different when it comes to theirs, right? They at least yell out, "Stop! I already called the police. They on their way." Something. They don't, ooh. So yeah, let's normalize greeting each other pleasantly. Let's normalize respecting each other off rip. Let's normalize helping each other, and by extension, respect for others' spouses and children. Like I told you in the gym, I see it. I see them. The man is not, that's not his wife. But any man that go over there to work out in the area she working out in, he looking, and he looking at her and he looking at them. If he in that area, he's like that's my homie's wife. Like, why you staring at her so long? Kind of thing, right? What do we do? Like the caller said before, we make songs, both in reggae, dancehall, and rap, and whatever else. Even in our R&B, we make songs about take a next one girl, and sleeping with the homie's wife, and all that other kind of stuff. Like, we got no respect for each other, and no respect for each other's family structure we're trying to build, and all that. Let's fix our fractured and broken community, because no one else can but us. That's serious. And no one else will if we don't. That's serious. And no one outside of that community will respect us until we do. That part right there. Let me repeat that part for you. No one else can. Let's fix our fractured and broken community, because no one else can but us. No outside, nothing can come in and fix us. No one else can but us. No one else will if we don't. And no one outside will ever respect us until we do. That's where it's at for us, right? So let's normalize those things. Let's start out with us individually, and let's take that as a lesson with us today, right? I'm gonna go out there today. I'm gonna be active. I heard SouFlo said this morning. Let me see if I could greet the sister this way today instead of greeting her like I always do. Roll my eyes. I can't stand that bitch. I don't know why she always her weave. I just want to fight whoever put the damn weave on her head. And you know what I'm saying? Just we be going off for no reason. We be going off for no damn reason. Why he walk like that? They walk like he owned the whole store. Why you worried about how the brother walk? Just greet him. Why is his walk offensive to you? You know? T95 South says at Cinnamon, so true. Then the person gets mad when they are being seen as stereotyped. Absolutely, Cinnamon Toast. What's Cinnamon Toast saying over here? Katai Jai Empress says, I'm very happy to be alive, because whenever I see kids fighting, I always intervene. Even when I'm driving by, I turn around. I mean, you could say stuff from a distance, man, if you feel like there's danger there, even though you never quite know, but you could say stuff from a distance. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to go jump in between no gang banging activity and you hear bullets flying or somebody threatening to shoot and you running over there. I'm not trying to tell you to play hero like that, right? But the small squabbles and all that other stuff before they escalate you in the area, you don't have to be a part of the viewing audience only that does it and you there going ooh and ah too, because a lot of people do. Even people who you think are more mature, older, should be setting a better example, you don't. Vicky Victory says, me not part no fight. Me and you, Vicky, me not part no fight. Me not part no fight neither. And the reason why I'm not part in any fight either is because I've seen it happen with my own two eyes. And I keep telling this story. I remember a girl that was getting beat, and a dude ran over there to go fight the guy that was fighting the girl, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you got girl strength. You like fighting girls, huh? Fight a man, fight a real man." And the man turned around from beating the girl and started fighting him. And the girl that was getting beat by the dude started helping the dude that was beating her to fight the dude that was trying to help her. Get off my man. Get off my man. So that type of stuff make you like, yo, I don't think I'm breaking up anybody's fight. And we've heard stories where people run in to break up a fight, a stab get thrown, and they get stabbed. One stab, and the one stab hits the heart. or something like that. You know, so I'm not telling you to go throw away your life like that, but I'm just saying we still got to start changing the way how we police our community, the way how we view each other, the way how we greet each other. You know, let's normalize all that. Let's normalize being good to each other. I've seen many people get hurt or die while parting fights. Vicky Victory. Me too. I've seen people get bust up head and all kind of something while they're trying to part a fight. And it wasn't their fight at all. They were just trying to be a good Samaritan. So yeah. Kaita Ajay Empress says, I'm not speaking in reference to teenagers or adults. I'm talking about younger children. Yeah. And it starts from there too, right? It starts from there too. The little tiny ones that you know they can't hurt you. As brothers, we are always watched and seen as criminals, even by our sisters. So we're always on the defense. Now, for the ladies, let me clarify this. For the ladies, I'm not telling you to go smile up with every man. I'm not telling you to go smile up with every man. Matter of fact, I don't even like a woman who locks eyes with every guy. I don't think every guy that passes you even deserves a full eye contact from you, right? If you're that type of female, then you obviously you're gonna come off as flirty. Obviously, you're gonna come off as you're looking for a man, or you're giving a signal that if I come talk to you, that I'm gonna get a good feedback, a good reception. So I'm not telling you as a woman to go looking in every guy's eyes. I'm talking about to your fellow women, sisters, strengthen that sisterhood, brothers, strengthen that brotherhood. And let's be honest and let's be real. I heard brothers saying stuff like, I don't know what's wrong with these women today, especially black women. They they have like an attitude like I'm trying to say, miss, you dropped your wallet. Or I was just trying to open the door for her. Or let's cut the bullshit. Let's be for real. Most of y'all looking some coochie, okay? And that's your pickup line, and that's where you start at. And they know that. Let's just be 100% for real. And they know that. I've seen guys walking around giving compliments to women. Oh, your dress is beautiful. You got a woman. Your woman gets no compliments from you. But you in the grocery store walking around complimenting strange women about how beautiful their dress look. Yeah. Another thing is, if your woman was standing right beside you, would you fling out that compliment that you just did to another woman? And you know how that goes, right? If you have a woman and you're out here complimenting other women, but you can't compliment them when your woman is present with you, you're cheating. Same thing for women and vice versa. If you are here kikiing with somebody and eye contact all day and all that, but your man comes into the same space and suddenly you can't say hi to that person no more and you all over here and stuff, right? And they're wondering, what the hell wrong with her? She talked to me all the time. She even give me hugs before we leave work. All right, I'll see you later. Every time he comes, she don't even say hi. She don't even look over here, bruh. You know what that says to us? It says, you could be my sneaky link. This right here is my main man. So when you see him and you don't see me say anything to you, just know that's you setting the conditions of your relationship with the other person, right? So you setting it up. So let's not be slick and talk about, oh, we need to start being good to each other. Ladies, you need to just go out there and smile at everybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to do that. Doc Scott, John, he was just 20 years, one shot in the chest. R.I.P. Jackie. Oh man, I walk with a permanent screw. If you get to know me, then you'll see the real me, says Vicky Victory. That's the kind of woman I like, especially as far as where men are concerned. You don't have to be a man, or you don't have to be masculine or aggressive towards other women. Y'all work that out. Y'all work that out, right? But as far as other men are concerned, I don't mind you walking with a permanent screw. I love my woman. Got to have some attitude. My woman can't be passing you and every day you see how you feel like said, easy thing not to know. Yeah, all if I could get her when I want to. Like she on layaway. I could get her when I want to. Him, not much of a threat. I could get her. She give me the vibe all the time that I could get her. You know, she always staring at me every time. Look, watch right now, right now. Boom, there she goes. See how she stared? See how she looking? Oh, she's smiling and stuff. Okay. Nah, I don't like that kind of woman. Me like my kind of woman to be like, the hell wrong with her? Why she always look like that? She look mad as hell. But she not like that with her man. That's just her defense mechanism. Because some of y'all are foul, some more than others, and a lot of y'all come under false pretense. Oh, let me run and get that door for you. Let me open that door for you. Beautiful dress you have on today. Yeah, you're right. Okay. When last you ran and got the door for your woman? You walk behind the woman as soon as you get to the door, and she got to open the door and hold the door open for you. But you out here running and holding doors open for strange women. Stop playing. We those women know this. That's why they don't receive you the way you think they should receive you. And I used to have a problem with it because I opened the door for a sister one time and I was being genuine. I wasn't looking for her, at her, anything. I just opened the door and I heard she stopped outside the door and she did like this and rocked. She rocked backwards, had me standing there with the door open. And I was like, and she said, "Nah, I could get the door for myself." And I walked away thinking, "You bitch. I should have just walked through the damn door and pulled the door closed behind me." And but that's exactly what I would want my woman to do. Like, it's okay. I could get the door by myself. Or just don't say nothing, right? Just slow the pace down, let him go through the door by himself. He over there trying to play superhero. When last he opened the door for her? When last he ran ahead of his woman and opened the door for her? That's what I'm talking about. So, with that said, right? That's what we on this morning. Let's normalize greeting each other pleasantly. Let's normalize respecting each other off rip. Let's normalize helping each other. And helping each other doesn't mean necessarily, oh, you see somebody out in the streets fighting. Helping each other more than anything else could be exchange of information. Because that's one of the parts, boy. We will find that pot of gold and we will prefer to tell everybody else except for one of our own. I don't mind seeing little what's his name get rich off of what I discovered. I don't mind seeing the Hispanics get it. I don't mind seeing the whites get it. Me tell another black man, hell no. Nah. I'm trying to be rich by myself so I could come through and flex on them. You know what I'm saying? Let's normalize telling each other stuff. Let's normalize sharing information with each other. That's what I'm talking about. Not necessarily, oh, jump in a fight. By the way, we should know how to avoid fights by now, right? I have never had a fight that I didn't want to have. So it's a way you carry yourself and a way you check your ego and a way you know when to take away yourself and these kind of things. So just if you're going around getting into fights all the time and you're a grown person, there's something's wrong with you. Everybody don't want to fight you. You might be out here, and that takes us back to the part of not being healed and some traumas that still affect you, right? We need to see the beauty in each other, but not in a way in which we are not disrespecting each other. There's a difference between kindness and sneaky snake. Whew, this conversation about to get real deep. Let me explain something to you, right? Majority of us are raised Christian. When I tell people that this does something to our psyche, they don't want to hear me. It does. It does. From ever since you were little, whether you believe that this was God or not, this is the picture that you saw. At some point, you believed that that was God. Y'all know what picture I'm talking about, right? It started then. So we are not able to see God in each other, right? We are not able to see God in each other because none of us don't look like that damn picture. That's one of the biggest frig ups that happened to us. We are not able to see God in each other because none of us looks like that picture. So that's why we have so much respect for those that look like the picture, because we see God in them. Even those of us who have tried for how long to wipe that out of our minds because I'm awakened now and I've found true knowledge. No, it was burnt so deep into your conscious and subconscious that even when you try to let it go, some part of you still say, I don't want to burn in hell. Some part of you still say, what if I'm wrong? What if it really is? Some part of you still say, they look like Jesus. When I look at my brother, I don't see that. We look like the pictures they used to paint of Satan. We look like we we don't look like what God looked like as we were indoctrinated to believe. And that did a lot of damage to our minds. You understand? That's why I tell people, I say, I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. There's a difference between spirituality and religion and clinging to a religion and their beliefs, their symbols, and their ideologies and their images and stuff like that. That'll get you twisted. And that happened to us. So, yeah, until we start to see God in each other, which means we will have to stop seeing God as other people and see God as a God that looks like us or a representative of us. If we were made in his image and his likeness, we must look like him, right? Okay. So until we start to shift that and start to see each other and see God in each other, we won't ever have that level of respect that we need to survive this, to come up out of this, to flourish from this. Sandra Ellis says, I think it's mainly fear, so therefore it's hard to let go. Yes, and it is mainly fear. Y'all remember them ceremonies? Your soul's gonna burn. And man, when you were a child and you heard that, you walked into the church big, you came out like this small. When that man screamed into that microphone, or if he didn't have a microphone and he was just screaming from the pulpit, and your soul is gonna burn in eternal damnation. That picture was up there. And if that picture wasn't up there, it was at your house somewhere. And you saw it when you went home. That's years and years and years of indoctrination, of washing your brain. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go. And it affects how we see each other and how we treat each other. That part. This is so sad. Our minds are so blocked and it stops us from gaining knowledge. Absolutely. 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 Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon, absolutely. Kataja Empress says Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon hit the nail right on the head. Bullseye. I will get that vibe from my people to today and all of them because I love to share what I read and what I have knowledge on. Yeah, that's a problem among us too. The Nas said it in that song he did with Damian Jr. Gong Marley. He said the smarter, the salty, the something about the salty niggas hate the smarter ones, or those who with less knowledge, they hate the ones that have the knowledge, kind of thing. But that's because we don't share. And sometimes it's out of, you swear you all that. You know what I used to notice in the hood? And I say the hood. And we've had this talk before, right? You know why we call it the hood is because there's no neighborly anything going on in there. Because everybody else referred to theirs as the neighborhood or my neighborhood. And we just chopped off the neighbor part and just put hood. But that's why we did it. Because we started realizing that ain't no neighborly love around this mother. This is hood. So hood shit going on around here kind of thing. But what I always noticed is like somebody will go off to college, right? Come up through the struggle. Everybody knows the family, knows mommy, knows daddy, or the single mom that raised the child, whatever. Their struggles. Everybody around there know how you used to not have anything or whatever. Brother goes away, wins a scholarship, goes away. He goes to school. He goes, joins the military, he does something. He changes his life. He comes back a married man, a college degree, this, that, and the other, beautiful children or whatever. And you got those who you grew up with like this. That motherfucker swear he all that. Look at him. He swear he has arrived. This nigga think he made it. Look at him. But a dude go to prison and does 5 and 10 years off of some stupidness and comes home, they throw a block party. Welcome home, Pee Wee. Matter of fact, the whole time he gone, free my ninja Pee Wee. If he ain't did nothing, free my ninja Pee Wee. When he comes home, big old block party. You went away to college. You got an education. You came up in the same environment as Pee Wee. You and your family managed to skip and dip and dolly through all the traps and settings that were there and made something. You should be a shining example to the neighborhood. You got to move out. You got to move away. Don't stay around here and try to help nobody else with your woke ass. We don't want to hear that shit. Nigga, you ain't real. You sold out. But Pee Wee comes home. Oh, Pee Wee home, Pee Wee home. Big party on the block. Big party in the neighborhood. Welcome home, Pee Wee. Not welcome home you. Don't welcome me home from combat. Don't welcome me home from college. Don't welcome me home from nothing. He swear he all that. Yeah, Katai Jai Empress. You coming from the white man university trying to school me. You don't know nothing. You just know what they told you. And what they told you is what they told you to hold you in place. And I'm like, but you ain't going nowhere though. You really in place, in place. You were on the same chair. I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm not laughing at my own. But when I went back, like my first time I went back, hold on. My first time I went back to my neighborhood in Brooklyn, I found the same people sitting on the same chairs on the same block, like years later, doing the same thing. And these were the same people who would say, when I said, yo, I'm getting ready to go off to the military, man. What? Oh, so you about to go fight white man war? Yeah. Man, you need to stay here in the struggle with us. Bang it out right here. You know what I'm saying? Fight. And I came back years later and they were still in the same place. And me and those people couldn't have no normal conversation because when I came back, they started talking to me different, looking at me different, and disassociating themselves from me. So I didn't feel the friendly atmosphere that I felt before I left. So I just didn't go back. Right? T95 South says, so true. I'm married and moved away from Duval to where we are. And I'm not friends with my high school best friend because she is in her feelings like that. Yeah. Sometimes when you elevate and you change, it ain't you that really goes through the major changes. It's the people who are used to you being one way. Right. And now that you're not that way anymore, they can. It starts just like the first conversation we had this morning about karmic relationships, right? You've been on a path to change and healing and finding some success and living a better life. And they're kind of like still there where you were once was, and y'all had something in common, but then you removed the thing that y'all had in common, right? So see, so that conversation wasn't just about man and woman relationship and marriage and that's all relationships across the board. Friends stop talking to you, then we don't have anything in common no more, right? Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that person got tongue tied. They don't want to speak. So here what, there's something else going on out here that I think I need to enlighten the women about. Let's see if this person will answer. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Hi, SouFlo. How are you?
Good morning, fam. You doing all right?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
You know, there's so many layers to this whole topic.
Mm-hmm.
So many layers.
Which one?
I don't even know where to start, but you touched on fear, you touched on compatibility, you touched on healing, you touched on so many stuff that we as Black people need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us don't even know where to start because there's so much.
Whew, that part. You just said that a lot. Whoa.
They don't know where to start.
Yeah, you're dropping gems. Straight up. True.
This whole even leaving the community, the hood, the ghetto, and going out there, seeing a different part of the world. Now you have a different way of thinking because you're seeing something different than what you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
So you go out there and you probably did the work to heal yourself, However you started, and you come back, maybe even to try to show your fellow brethren, your fellow sisters that there's
Can
a
be
way.
done. Yeah.
And they, they look at you different. They hate you for that. And the fear comes in because I feel like we know deep down that we can change so much for ourselves, our community, our children. But it's comfortable. It's easier to stay where we are in that under the rock and cuss about where we are being held down and the white man this and the white man that. But then one of the brothers come on and did way better. And it shows us, it makes us look into ourselves and say, you know what? Stop the complaining. We know we've been through everything, but there's a way that we can change all of this. But people are not ready for that part.
That fear goes deep, don't it?
They fear that part.
Yes.
It goes deep.
That fear goes deep.
So we might talk about it on the surface, but trust me, it goes very deep. So when you look at that, even that one individual, that look at the man and say, you're a sellout, you're this, you think you're better, this is that. Look at that individual himself. He's afraid to be different than what he's so used to being.
Right, because you have to face that part of yourself. Like, damn, I'm making excuses.
Yes.
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 I'm making excuses. I can do it. It can be done.
We can. We can do it, but it's better to stay where you are under the rock amongst the people than we think like you.
And make you feel comfortable
in a way to say, man, in my talk facts, and look at all of us, we're still here, we can't go away. No, separate yourself from that group and go out there. True. And realize that there's other Black people doing well. Ooh. There's other Black people that can make it.
Yeah.
And are not using, I'm saying excuses now because we've been on this narrative for generations and generations, and we're not coming off at our real day.
So is that excuse for me? That's what I said earlier. I said it to me now at this point in our history, this is excuses. This is an excuse because we've been known this. So how long are we going to keep revisiting this and keep reliving the trauma and keep repeating what we already know? When do we get to the time to heal, time to move forward part?
Yes.
You know?
Or even ask, how do we heal then?
Right.
How do we do this?
Right.
How do we get out of this ghetto? How do we get out of this? Facts. There's a way we can. But it's scary because we're so used to being in that little group to complain because everybody's saying the same thing. You go in the ghetto, we're all down here. Nobody's rising, but we're comfortable because nobody's better than no other. You're thinking. But that one decides, you know what? I don't want to stay there, so I want better. And they decide to go out of that group. Yep. And now he's looked at as a fellow.
Thinking better than everybody else.
But yeah, a lot of them come back and trying to, put things into the community and trying to change it. And a lot of us reject it.
True.
Because we're looking at him like he's the enemy.
Absolutely.
It's almost like, the slave master take that one day and put him at a house. And we all hate that house slave.
Absolutely.
Because now he's getting treated better. He's still a slave, but he's in the house.
I'll give you a perfect example, right? In my own life. And I don't listen, I'm the last person to ever feel like I know everything or elevate myself above others. See? So just the fact that I sit and put certain reasonings together and then we talk about it as an audience, enough time, my own Jamaican people, if you come through my comment section, you will see comments like, the batty boy a chat nothing, man. Him act like him know everything. Him feel like him better than people. That's one of the common things that's said about me amongst my own. You understand? So I know and I can relate firsthand up front. But yeah, I've seen it my whole life in the communities that we live. I've seen it over and over and over again. But yeah, man, that's how we function. And you hit every nail on the head just now with that. That fear runs deep.
There's a lot of things. The other day I was wondering, I was looking around and I was saying to myself, I kind of watch people too, the way you do. People watch.
Yeah.
But I watch my people, my Black people. And I was saying to myself, amongst the maybe Americans, Black, the Caribbean Blacks, and the Africans, I've never seen an African like baby mother. Single baby mother.
Talk no, man.
And I always wonder.
Wait, no. Hold on. You ever seen? While you at it, we have a joke running. Hear the joke because it fits with this. You ever seen a Chinese woman pumping gas?
Never.
You ever seen? You ever? This is my teenage children asked me this the other day. You ever seen a pregnant Chinese woman out and about
Nope.
in the grocery
She's in the
store
house.
shopping? All right,
Nope. She's
all
in the
right,
house.
all right, all right. So right along with what you're saying, yeah.
I
Never
thought
seen an
blacks were
African baby
about
mother.
family, but it's not all black communities are about family anymore.
Mm-mm.
I never see an African girl that says she's a baby mother, she's single, she have babies out there. They're all going to school. They're all probably live with their parents till they're maybe 25, 26,
Mm-hmm.
27, but they're
Mhm.
getting married before they leave.
Mm-hmm. And they're getting that
We
degree
we
too.
can look at that however we want to. They're forced into marriage or this or that, but at the end of the day, the foundation is still set.
Structure.
They're
Yeah.
not bringing no singleness in this, no babies into no one parent thing.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to us? Well, we know. You know what's funny? When I was about 21, I think
Mm-hmm.
I had my daughter, and a man said to me, a different ethnic background, and everywhere I went, they were asked, oh, you're married, where's your husband? This is that, and it struck me one day
Mm-hmm.
because I was single,
Right.
and one of them asked me, how come you're not married and you have a baby? And me and my 21-year-old brain, I said to him, it's easier to have a baby than to get married.
Raw.
And I'm looking back now, and this is probably about 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm looking back at that answer, and I was wondering what kind of mindset I was in. But then I was realizing, for me, it's like it was easier to have a baby.
Right. It is easier to
It
have a
wasn't
baby.
easy to get married because the person that I was with wasn't on that trajectory to say we're gonna get married and this and that and put roots down and all that.
Yeah, and we could go even deeper. You weren't on that mind state where
I
you
wasn't
needed to
on that
find
mind
a
state.
certain type of person that's mature enough to handle marriage. At that age,
You're
you don't
right.
even know what the ins and outs and long-term stuff that's required to hold a marriage together
To
is.
hold a marriage. Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
that's why I was saying it's easier to have a baby. If you can't take care of a baby.
Yep. Yep.
I can.
Yep.
But it's just like there's a lot of things.
The
that
fact that you're able to look back now and be like and recognize that, it tells that you've grown too, And so
I have.
yeah.
And I'm still growing social. I'm still looking. I'm still doing that, putting away that fear and realizing that there's a lot of things that we can change and normalize.
Beautiful.
To be better people.
Beautiful. And it starts with each one of us individually in our own personal lives, man. And then we'll affect our community as a community. It starts right there, though. Not telling anybody to go out and gather people up and do some big mass something. It starts individually with each one of us. And then as those numbers grow, it'll affect others around you and start to affect us as a people, a community. But you're absolutely right.
We also have to recognize that there is an issue within our community.
Oh, yeah.
Within yourself, we have to, because if we don't, and because a lot of people walk around and feel like, no, I'm not good, all right. But you've been through like 10 relationships and none of them worked.
Right.
But you're good.
And it was the 10
you're
people.
Okay.
It was the 10 people who I was with. It wasn't me. I have nothing to do with me.
Yeah, so you've been the same. From your 21 to now, you've been the same. And I'm speaking on a personal level.
Yeah.
When I say that.
You know what? I heard
one man. You're still the same. And you feel like it's working for you though, right?
I heard one counselor said, if you ever run into anybody that says, this is me, this always been me, and this is always going to be me, so you just accept me as I am or leave fast. Because
and leave.
Yeah, because
people tell you who they are. They really do.
Yeah.
We just have to pay attention.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good. All right. This is Jamaican mindset. A lot of men. Not all men. A lot of Jamaican men.
Yeah. Good man.
That's some Maria. That's some man.
Yeah.
Banana change that.
Change that stomach. Why you have to pull up? Why you have to pull up a cartel for that? Big up yourself here.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Yo, she have to pull up a cartel. Change that stomach grow. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo, big up yourself.
Manners and respect, family. What go on?
Yo, man, say, right?
Eh.
When the people now really look fun, we are really cause of toxicity and a cancer in our community. I said millions and millions of black men in the prime age are get incarcerated on an industrial scale every year. And it now go down. It just get worse and worse. And them a keep find budget to build up more prison.
But how them end up in the door, brother? How them?
That means that the available man for the woman them can choose for. The man a shrink and shrink and shrink. So now the woman them left with a slim pickings.
And them no want do polygamy.
Brother, unless something drastically change, all you have to ask yourself who for picking and going to them new prison that whatever build.
But that conversation is deep. That conversation need one whole hour for itself. Because
yeah, but that me I say you have to woman them out there, them feel a way because no for the one them wants to realize say yo the ratio like 10 to 1 or 20 to 1. Them just act like a savage.
Same.
Yo, SouFLo, now keep it really good. I'm 14 and a half years doing like that. See, from 20 to 35, see?
Yeah. You do time.
When I 37, see?
Yeah, all right.
Yo, when we come out, right? Me in the best shape of my life. See, the amount of time we come out with 3 degrees, with 3 off a telegram.
Same.
See, we take advantage of everything in there right now, 5 trade and 3 degrees. See? So instantly we come out, we start get some decent job and start move up to entry level, to mid level, to reach a senior level in a IT. You understand what I say? So brother, me not have no picking. Me got me in my mid-30s, in the best shape of my life, and have a good career.
Same.
Brother, I feel like a solid goal out here.
So prison preserve you.
Brother,
it sound like prison preserve you, brother.
Something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog, but yo, man, remember I said, yo, you see the jail of me, the last jail of me today, 4,500 in here, and 20 other them in the state. So, yo, do the math for more than half of the population are black. America, majority white country. What do you want them to do? Because I remember saying, you know, I'm a friend them when they're there, you know. Mama, me granny, and me auntie them. When they go and visit the room, you know, she don't hold it for man. God bless the 1 or 2 months, you see how the father and brother come check them.
Saying.
Be a woman and children.
Majay, when you come off my phone, you see, me I go talk about this for about 2 minutes. But when me I go say, me no want you take it no way. See? And cause you make a point. You make a point. But there's a next part to that where we have to get into. See?
Yes, I am.
See? All right.
But yo, SouFLo, I'm not playing no 15 and a white man, I'm not, you know, because you know, might want to try to cause my consequence.
That part there. All right, so you're there for the part and talk up the things then, man. Yes, that part.
Yeah,
that part.
Brother, I deal with go memorize Bible and memorize vision and memorize much now. What is the number all the way to calculus? So to come out to realize that we have a strong advantage, especially with mathematics, because most people hate maths. But because me not in a position now 22 hours a day lockdown, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night. You know, nothing else but booking on myself to read. So me just turn to the book them. And we say education at the key, right? We come out strong. Stronger than me ever think I could have been in my life. That was SouFLo. That was style, you know. Sometimes we just go somewhere and just start watch Jeopardy. Yeah, man, one day we beat in a Burger King one, then just have to watch Jeopardy and I'm going there for all or something. I'm start answering the question, I'm proud farm and I'm shocked. But when they realize that 14 years I really booked that.
14 years. I lock in.
Brother, 5 years per day we used to read, you know.
Ross.
5 years per day.
All right. So you know what me like I said then, because you say it already. Yeah, but that's true, man. True your talk. Manners.
Yeah, man, because you know the culture messed up, the music messed up and negative sitting, you know what I mean? And it just like get worse because we look from Jamaica, America, rich from Jamaica, get independence still now. Now, so why we put no more like age and I say, John, the place was so rough, you know, but look how it's nice, you know. But I come in like, you just go in a direction where eventually it goes mash up.
Yeah. Not
I'm
fix.
sorry for the woman them dog, not tell my life. Alright, I know I'm married, my lad, I'm find an old woman to settle down with her. I'm lucky my brain and say, yo, you know how much years I have no woman for. I'm grateful for that one here. So I'm not cheap, I'm not straight, I'm not none of them shit that ain't even on my mind. I'm used to not having, I'm grateful. Sometimes I have to put you something to appreciate things.
Right, that's all. Right, that's all. You hear me say that earlier though. I said what you've been through before is what makes you into who you are now. You are a perfect example of that, man.
I'm grateful at the time to become a coach you. I'm grateful. I remember all now nothing.
Man say I'm gonna work a morning time and pray in front of the time clock before him punching, you know. I'm grateful, you know.
14 and a half years, fight to the shoes, fight to use the phone, fight to go in the shower, fight 1.5 hours to spin up to take a commissary. 14 and a half years, fighting dog. Some man just kill themselves in that, my lord.
True.
Somehow God make it so we can survive through that and come up stronger. Grateful.
Yes, brother. Yes. I'm proud of you too, especially for where you are at now and who you've become. Because you honestly could have get lost in that system in there, be institutionalized and not come out, or come out with an institutionalized mind and be caught up in BS that's heading right back there. The fact that you see different now and you are appreciative for your freedom now and every little thing we have now, you are up from yourself for you, man. Just keep that same strong mindset, my lord.
Almost all of my brethren except like 2 or 3. Dead, still they are here, I get deported back to Jamaica.
Same.
Yo, if I never my mother draw me to an embassy or consulate or whatever you call it when me about 19. See? To go get the citizenship. See? At Jamaica, I'm there and all that sucks. You understand me? I said, so I have to go and bless him them dog. I said, yo, I go through some rough things, but I'm grateful to see them go good to me in life. You understand me? I said,
yeah,
man.
Manners and respect, my brother. Manners and respect, yeah?
Yeah, man, bless up, man.
Bless up. Whoa, yeah, that's a warrior. That's a warrior because, listen, you know, easy if you make it through now 14 years of incarceration, lockdown 22 hours a day. Me not even want lock in my house for 4 hours for sleep. As me go sleep, me wake up because I feel like something I miss me outside or the world is going by and I need to be doing something, be productive somewhere or something. We can't imagine. So yeah, people do lose their life in there. People lose themselves in there. I was telling wifey a story the other day about a youth to get a life sentence, right? And he got a life sentence at a young age. Watch his story real quick. When you get a life sentence at a young age, so them give you 55 years now. You already know, say, you are come out when you might never make it out. Hear what the brother do. The man say all his growing up, because he got a life sentence at like 17, and him said when him got locked up, he was a virgin, and not even gal. He used to pretend and tell his friends how, you know, I lost my virginity already. I did so and so with Keisha and with it. But he said, honest to God, I never touched a girl in that way. So everything I learned about intimacy, about sex, about my first time, all this was behind those damn prison walls. And the man get in at it with next man about 10 years into him thing, into his sentence. Them find, and he explained it, you know. Him said they brought drugs into the cell one night, and he said, man, forget, I don't have nothing to lose. I'm in here my whole life anyways. And he got high as hell, and then next thing you know, man, I rub palm man, and then he go all the way, and then him turn gay in there. Here the worst part now. The brother get pardoned and got released. Something he never thought would happen. He got pardoned and got released. And when him get released, he was HIV positive from his interactions in there, throwing booty around because he thought, forget this, it for me. I might as well enjoy this. They pardoned him and released him, and he came out HIV positive. And this was not it's a frig up story. It's a frig up story. So yeah, big up to that brother there. Seeing he and somebody said, who feels it knows it, who feels it really knows it. We're at the, I'm gonna take my last call for the morning and got one more message for y'all before we go. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo.
Yeah, fam.
But brother, the people them in the comment, what are they talk about the job is so
no worry about them, man. People are gonna say what them want, so regardless. Some of them are just joke them and make, but some joke when me not find funny neither. So you know, make people talk them talk. See?
And people want to know that nobody that. You know, I feel back and I'm ready to put up in a smoke and go rock.
Saying.
You can go look me up on the internet.
Saying. Manners, man. Yeah, nobody, they say that's the next thing too. People, I got always talk with people want talk, say. Saying, we already know the real. You see me? That's why I say big up to you, manners and respect to you. And when you come off of the phone, I say you are a warrior. I have family members who do the same thing what you do. And they are yard right now, cause them fling them out of fire and all these things. So me know them route there. I know them route there personally. See? Yeah, man.
Just I say, people need to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Respect other people, man. Because when I say no negative story, man, I say, my try to put me in other place there. So you can't blame no system. But use the time in a way when we come out, it benefits me and we can do positive and productive things. More than we could have even expect when we reach it. Understand what I say?
Yeah. Some people talk from, and that's what people do. You can't change. Yeah. You already give you a story. We already have it. You can't change what people are going to say about themselves.
Yeah,
stand firm in your truth. See it? Stand firm in your truth, my lord. Just stand firm in your truth, man. Manners. All right. Moving right along. Listen. One thing we know about life is this, right? Before I go, this is the last car. You know what? I get to that time that my wife want to go to the gym and these things. So one thing we know about life is this. I'm a jokey kind of person too. But anytime somebody tells me that you offended me or I found that foul or disrespectful what you said, I immediately apologize. An elder told me this. The elder said, when somebody tells you that you offended them, just go ahead and apologize. Don't bother stop and ask why. Why me offend you? What about that you feel offended about? Just go ahead and say, my bad. You know, I was just joking, and just leave it. That's all. No matter double down upon the disrespect. I'm gonna tell you something, feel disrespected. You just leave it right. That's all. You see what I say? So that's the kind of principle I operate by. Right? A man tell me disrespecting my woman, tell me that was disrespectful. I apologize right away. I don't know why you feel offended. I don't want to know why you feel offended. All I know is that you do feel offended, and it wasn't my intention to offend you. Right? Maybe I run a small joke. It wasn't funny to you. My bad. I apologize, and I won't do it again. And we move on. Sometime in life, you see, them thing they have to set in order for you to survive. But you see, me now, people can say what they want to say behind a comment section because nobody don't know you. Me run them joke there, so, and then me there Jamaica enjoy myself with my family, and then I'm confronted by a bag of man. Yo, dog. Remember the time I call in and show me a try show you a thing about prisoner, you run joke about Batman joke and them. So now I'm confronted. What do? I can't make things bad for myself like that. And it's not only there, it's anywhere and everywhere. All right. So a man feel offended, star. You know, so well that my bad. I was joking. Anyhow. Facebook and Google are sharing user data. This is what I want to leave you with this morning, ladies. Because I know some are still a dash rebellion and walk in cemetery and all these things. But hey, your body is your body. You do what you want to do. And the information goes like this. And it says, Facebook and Google are now sharing user data with the police for prosecution of abortion seekers. Law enforcement is requesting social media data for companies like Facebook and Google to build cases and prosecute people after crimes have been committed. We already know that. Sometimes, though, these crimes involve abortion, and these tech companies are turning over user chat logs and search history to help out the cops. For example, a woman and her daughter in Nebraska are facing charges for performing an illegal abortion. And guess who gave prosecutors a key piece of evidence? You got it, Facebook. Via some internal chat logs that revealed that the mother and daughter had discussed finding abortion inducing medication through the app. And it's not just social media. Online pharmacies that are selling abortion pills are also sharing user data with Google and other third-party sites. ProPublica found at least 9 online pharmacies doing this, including sites like Abortion Ease and bestabortionpill.com, and you know what they mean. This data can be accessed by the cops too. Representatives for the FBI, Google, and the police department in Los Angeles and New York City, they did not respond to a request for comments or further information concerning this. But a spokesperson for Meta, Facebook parent company Meta, said that they only comply with government requests when they're legally required to, and they assess whether a request is consistent with human rights standards. Apparently, they get over 400,000 requests a year, and they comply with more than 70% of that. So, you're in the know. Don't say you never know. All right? If you want to dash for the little belly, you got dash for the little belly. Maybe you want to use a condom, or maybe you don't want to do it at all. Right? With that said, I'm leaving you right here this morning. Manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. It's always beautiful when we can have an uplifting conversation, entertain each other, learn from each other, and all these things. And it's all love. See? I'll catch y'all right here tomorrow morning. God spare my life. Come in and control this thing here. Right, Tassa. I'm out. Peace.